Namaste. Namaste and welcome to Women of Wonder Coffee Table Book Edition 2, where we slow down the wide space and we sit with women who didn't really take a straight line but built something very meaningful in their careers. These are stories of patience, of pivot, and of becoming. Today's guest didn't just begin her journey with institutions. I think she started her journey at home and with a mother's instinct to understand, protect, and advocate. From living experiences, it became her purpose. From empathy, it became action. And from love came a space where children are not defined by labels. They're defined, they are seen, and they are loved for who they are. This is the journey of Mrs. Palak Trivedi, who's an educator, who's an advocate, and she's the heart behind Zen Zone. And I am super excited to welcome you on the show today, Palak, and I can't wait to see how this conversation unfolds.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's privileged. Thank you.
Wonderful, Palak. I was very impressed when I read your story, right? As we are going through the content edition of coming up with our coffee table season 2. And and I think what I observed was some journeys begin very quietly before they even become a story, right? You began your journey as an educator, yet your biggest education was from your own child. And how did your son become your greatest teacher? Tell me the story behind it.
Before I was an educator, I was a mother, learning alongside by my son. Uh, he was my greatest teacher. He taught me what is patience, what is resilience, and what's the beauty of seeing the world through his eyes. And he taught me that every small challenge should be celebrated, and that's what become a lesson for me, and which I carried throughout my journey, and throughout my journey with my heart.
Oh, wonderful. And let's talk about the turning point then, Palak. Like, there's often a moment when, personal experiences like the one you had with your son and at home became your purpose. Now, how did that quiet connection at home made you realize that you're up for something very big, something which is beyond your own family? How did that come into life?
So it was like, what started as a quiet search to support my own child, gradually and slowly it really became very big. And then what I realized, that struggles and joy that we face as a family could really inspire and change and help the countless other children and parents as well. So it really started very small, and then I realized that it is not that small what I am thinking. It really
Wa-
helped me a lot. Yeah.
Wonderful. And let's talk inside the classrooms, right? You were working with GIS as a teacher for some time. And what did the traditional classrooms teach you about the children there?
It's like, years in the classroom taught me that children, they don't learn in the same way. Each child learns in a different way. And sometimes, the traditional systems often overlooks their uniqueness, which
Mm,
I felt was lagging. That's what I felt from my point of view.
mm,
And I also learned that every child deserves to be truly seen, understood, and they should be celebrated for who they are. it's
mm.
it's not like we sugarcoating them and celebrating them. No, it's like we have to celebrate their journey through their eyes.
Wonderful. And let's talk beyond labels. Like working within systems often clarifies what really is missing. And, when you worked closely with children of special needs, of children with autism and learning differences, how did your perspective change? What changed in you? What did you realize?
It's like, working with children on autism, and those with different learning abilities, they help reshape my view of ability actually. And I feel labels really can't define their potential.
Mm,
Love, patience, and encouragement do. So what they need is something, understanding. What they need is like, they ask us like, please try and understand us.
mm.
So with patience, love, that is what we can give them. And believe me, when they have this kind of support, they come out with such beautiful colors. They fly so high.
Mm.
It's really awesome to see, what they turn into.
Wow, well, that's really beautiful. If you are a parent or a caregiver who's watching this podcast at this point, I think this moment really matters, and just realizing their potential and how we can help them grow is important. And that's what Palak decided to do. So, from being a teacher at a school to finding Zen Zone today, right? Zen Zone is more than a center, as I understand. It's like a sanctuary. It's a safe place for special children to come together. Uh, what gap were you determined to solve in the market? What were you trying to do when you thought of Zen Zone?
So, Zen Zone is really very close to my heart. You know, like the day I found, that my child is a special child and he has some special abilities, the birth of Zen Zone, was there. I know it took for me really long to, bring everything together. So Zen Zone was born from a very simple idea for me, like to create a sanctuary where children can thrive without any judgments or any fear. They are free to express themselves for what they are, and they don't have to follow any rules, or they don't have to follow any traditions that this is how the things should be done. It can be done in their own unique way and unique perspectives. And other thing is that I wanted to fill a gap that I saw in the education field. A place, Zen Zone is a place, that nurtures every child's emotions and helps them to grow cognitive growth, that is really important, and overall growth as well. So Zen Zone is really very close to my heart.
Wonderful. And you often talk about parents being partners in Zen Zone, right? And impact often comes from creating what's missing. So talk me about the role of family support in what you are trying to do. Talk me about the role of parent coaching, which is a crucial part of your vision.
So, like in every field we see, it is very important that parents do take that much of interest in their child's upbringing.
Mm,
So, I truly believe that a child's progress is inseparable from family support. And coaching parents, that empowers them to be active parents, I feel.
mm,
And what happens is, turning learning and growth into shared, and it's a life changing journey, when
mm,
parents, educators, and children, and everybody comes together and work. The journey becomes really very beautiful.
mm. Let's talk about the good things now, the reflection and the encouragement which happens with when progress comes in. And families often say you celebrate the small moments.
Yeah.
Why do these moments matter so deeply to you?
So, every milestone, no matter how small it is worth victory, it is worth celebrating. Those little moments reminds families that progress isn't always, loud. It is not always like, it shouts, or, it's exaggerated, or it is loud. It's in quiet triumphs and daily courage of their children. So no matter, how small steps their children have achieved, it should be celebrated. It should be celebrated. That will give more encouragement and motivation to the child when it is celebrated, and they feel really valued. So always,
Wonderful.
always celebrate, yeah, small victories, small
I
joys.
think celebrating the smaller wins is even more important because it encourages people to go to the
Correct.
next
Yeah,
next big win, and next every
absolutely.
little win adds up to a big victory overall. If you're listening to this conversation, this is worth sitting for, and especially if you are a parent or a caregiver to a special child. I think there's so much to get inspired from this podcast, that use it as your strength, use it to build a community that you want to be a part of. And I know, Palak, you've kind of grown from advocacy through love, right? Like you from small awareness campaigns to building Zen Zone to community collaborations today. What do you think is the role of compassion when we want to build inclusive societies?
So, compassion is a foundation of inclusion, I feel. And when we approach awareness, collaborations, and the advocacy with love, it helps us to build communities, and where every child feels that they truly belong to the community, and they are feel welcomed. There is no separation, like, that, oh, he's a special child, or she's a special child, so they don't belong to our community. So everybody should be welcomed, and everybody should be accepted the way they are. That's what I feel advocacy through love really affects.
Wonderful. And let's talk beyond titles now, the fun side of Palak. Beyond a mom, a founder, an educator, an advocate for inclusion, who's Palak at her core?
So, beyond being an educator, founder, or advocate at my heart, I'm a mother and a lifelong learner because learning never ends. For me, it's a challenge. Every day is a learning for me. Every day starts with some learning. And at the end of the day, I realize that, oh, today I have learned something really different. May it be from my child, my son, or may it be from the students or children who are coming to me to learn something. At times I feel they are teaching me something and I'm really learning something very valuable for them. So I believe in nurturing light, hope, and possibility in every child that I meet. I learn everything from each and everybody. I learn something.
Wonderful. And how big is Zen Zone today? Palak, tell us about the journey where you started. How big is they? What do we do there?
So basically, Zen Zone started last year, but I was not able to focus more because I was working in a school. But then, as I said, Zen Zone is really very close to my heart, and it is something that started. My journey started as a mother of a special child, and it was like my son was a light for me. It's like a ray of hope for me that he was the one who really took me to this journey and told that, mama, let's walk together on this journey. And I'm very sure that both of us can collaborate and to help Zen Zone to grow. And since I'm there with you, you know how it works, and I'm sure you will be able to help n number of children and families through Zen Zone. So this is my second year that
What a
Zen Zone
beautiful vision.
started.
And we obviously wish you all the very success. You are in the baby stages of coming up with a beautiful inclusive space. And absolutely all our everybody here is there to support you. But like this podcast is probably watched by a lot of Indians here in UAE in India. And a lot of women look up to you as a ray of hope. What is the one message you would love to give them about success, about your learnings? What is the one thing they should remember from this podcast today?
I had to unlearn that success is not only about big achievements. I feel true success is in love, efforts, small joys, and the meaningful connections that we create long way. It is not that easy. So like I feel we should embrace everything, welcome
Wonderful.
everything with open arms. That is what um my thought, and that is how I work. Welcome everything with open hands and see how life is beautiful. The life becomes so beautiful.
Life is beautiful and embrace everything with open hands and heart. This is the
Ah,
message from our beautiful women of wonder, Palak Trivedi. I'm so excited to speak to you today and learn more from your journey. And I think you're a great example that inclusion starts with empathy and not just awareness alone. For every parent, for every caregiver, for every educator who's watching this conversation with us, and especially if you work with children, nurture them with your belief, nurture them with your patience, with your love, and that dignity that the world is possible for them. All they need is that our belief in them. Thank you, Palak. For everyone watching this podcast, if you enjoyed this, if you please share this with at least one person who can watch this and take some more inspiration from Palak's journey here. We will be back with another Women of Wonder very, very soon.
thank you so much.
Thank you.